Hey guys, welcome back to Sports Stuff. Today we'll be doing my very first time talking about the NBA. I'm gonna try talking about the NBA a lot more, same with some MLB, some hockey. I'm gonna be opening up the sports and sports stuff a little bit more than just football. So let's talk about the Kemba Walker trade to the OKC Thunders and what it means to both teams. Now Kemba Walker was just traded to the OKC Thunder along with the number 16th overall pick in this year's draft and a 2025 second round pick for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second round pick. So basically, Kemba and a first round pick this year for Al Horford and Moses Brown. The Thunder are stealing. I think it's an absolute steal by the Thunder. Al Horford was not going to play for them. They in fact told him to sit out the entirety of the 2021 season, basically. He played maybe at most 20 games. They started winning. They said, hey, go home, stay healthy, work out still. We're going to trade you at the end of the season. And he said, all right, bet. I'm not going to play for the rest of the season. And Moses Brown, they signed to, I believe, a 3 or 4 year cheap contract. I was very surprised Moses Brown was, thrown into this trade. But Moses Brown is a very good young center that I think can develop with the Boston Celtics. But the fact that you're able to get Kemba Walker on, yes, a very bad contract, but Kemba Walker and a first round pick this year, Sam Presti is doing such a good job with this rebuild. He gets another first round pick in this year's draft and Kemba Walker, who, if they want to, they could buy out of his contract, play out his contract, or they could do just like with Chris Paul, when everyone said, oh my god, they got a really bad contract out of Chris Paul. Kemba Walker could ball out this season and be traded somewhere next offseason. Those are the couple options. Now, let's go with the worst option available. Again, we're going to be talking about the OKC Thunder first. Let's talk about the worst possible option and outcome of the Kemba Walker trade. Kemba cannot stay healthy. He is constantly hurt, or he's just not playing good alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luke Dort, Alexei Pokusevski, Darius Bazley. It's just not meshing well. So Kemba Walker, let's say, plays at most 30 games. Okay, this is a team that doesn't have a lot of money. This is a team that has a lot of money. This is a team that has a lot of money. They don't really need to sign any big free agents besides retaining Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luke Dort maybe. I don't know if they've already signed him to a long-term contract, but maybe, extend Luke Dort because you do like him. You don't have to go out and sign a big person, right? You have all the trade assets needed to trade for someone, just like you did right here. Kemba Walker is constantly hurt. You keep him on the team for 2 seasons, and you might buy out his contract eventually. At worst, you have a starting point guard next to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Not a bad thing, right? That's not a bad thing. Just like with Chris Paul, you'd have Kemba teach Shai, like, hey, here's what I've learned over the years. I can help mentor you just like Chris Paul did. I don't think Kemba Walker is as good as Chris Paul in the mentoring area, but, you just have another point guard next to Shai Gilgeous. Or, the very good outcome for the OKC Thunder, Kemba Walker has a rebound year, stays healthy for 80% of the season. He plays 60 to 65 of the 82 game season next season. And he, averages over 20 points, maybe, starts assisting more, has better efficiency from the field. And you flip him again for multiple first round picks. Let's just say to the Dallas Mavericks, right? Let's just say it's the Mavericks. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. I don't know if that's why Kemba wants to go. I don't know if the Mavericks are going to want to trade for a Kemba Walker type. But let's just say you trade him to a team like the Mavericks or a team like the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't know. It's a team that needs a star point guard that can shoot and, if he can develop his game a little bit more, assist. Pass the ball a lot more. Don't be such a shot first point guard. At best, that's what they can get from him. A Chris Paul situation. They take on an older veteran with a really bad contract. He has a really good season, and they trade him for more assets like Sam Presti did. Those are the 2 ways this goes. So no matter what, the OKC Thunder win. I think the Boston Celtics got a really good trade for Moses Brown, who's a really good young center who can develop. He's like 7'2". He had like a 25 rebound, multiple games of 25 rebounds or something like that this season. Al Horford, obviously, just to help them within the next year or two. Goes back to the Celtics. The second round picks don't really matter. But the Thunder win, right? No matter what, it's a win for the Thunder. They get a first round pick that they can use in this year's draft or package it for a later, for another player. And Kemba Walker just sits on their roster for 2 seasons, finishes out his contract, and signs somewhere else. Or at best, Kemba Walker has a Chris Paul type season where he plays most of the season, plays really well, and you trade him. So I think it's a great play for the Thunder. Now let's talk about the Boston Celtics point of view. Kemba Walker had to be traded. You tried trading him last offseason. You tried trading him at the trade deadline. Kemba Walker asked for a trade out after the season. He did not play good in the playoffs. He was hurt a lot this season. He was a negative asset that you had on your roster. You had to upgrade at point guard. You have Peyton Pritchard, you have Carson Edwards, you have another young guard, I can't remember his name, but you got two guys on their rookie contracts that I know of that can take up the mantle that Kemba Walker had at point guard if necessary. You don't want to sign anybody. You then bring in Moses Brown, who can start for you at center. Like, Moses Brown is a starting center if he can, actually get the chance. But I think it's probably end up going to be Al Horford again at center with Moses Brown backing him up. At point guard, Peyton Pritchard / Carson Edwards. Shooting guard, Jaylen Brown. Small forward, Marcus Smart. Power forward, Jason Tatum, right? That's your 5. Is that better than you were last year? That's all they're trying to do. Is this team good enough to make a deep playoff push and go to the finals? Obviously, Danny Ainge retired. Brad Stevens becomes your GM. You still got to hire a head coach, but now you don't have such a negative asset in Kemba Walker. Now, Al Horford is still a negative asset, right? On that contract, it's still a negative asset, but it's not as negative as Kemba Walker, because Al Horford, I think, is a good fit for where this roster is at right now. He was not a good fit a couple years ago, but I think at his point in his career, he's like, hey, I will put up 8 to 12 points, but I'll get 8 assists a night. I'll get 5 rebounds. I think that's a good starting center or / power forward, how you want to play him. But I think the Thunder easily won that. Not that it was a bad trade by the Boston Celtics. It's just that what they gave up is not as equal to what the Thunders got. You know what I mean? It's still good. Like, the Boston Celtics still improve, I believe. But the Thunder, no matter what, it's a good outcome for them. For the Celtics, it can be a good outcome. But no matter what, your goal is to win a finals right now. The Thunder's goal right now is not the same as the Boston Celtics. The Thunder are just trying to acquire picks and acquire bad contracts. That's all they're trying to do. The Boston Celtics are trying to win a championship. So does this move help you win a championship? Maybe. We're going to have to see. But the Thunder, no matter what, do improve. That's why I say the Thunder won the trade more than the Celtics, but the Celtics did not lose the trade. Now, if you guys do want more basketball talk, I love the basketball. Like, I love the NBA right now. I'm really diving deep into learning a lot about the game. I learned a lot about the NFL over the last couple of years, and I got really in love with that. I'm starting to fall in love with the NBA now. If you guys do want more basketball content, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I post next. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace and bye.